Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. Over the weekend, Everton made Charlie Alcaraz's loan deal permanent, signing him in the region, we believe, of €15 million. It is a deal which has it's surprised a few people, let's just say that. Initially, 2-year contract. It was later reported that there is an added year as well, an option for Everton. So Everton basically signed the player for 3 years. I think all of us believe the deal made sense. It's good that Everton got in there and got it sorted, although the deadline was believed to have been the 31st of May, so it had to be sorted out under those current terms on Saturday, and making sure that no other clubs could come in and steal the player as well. Obviously, the player's done well for Everton in the time he was here, scoring the winning goal in the last game of the season against Newcastle United as well. So obviously leaving us all with all positive, good thoughts on the last day of the season. So obviously he comes in, and when you bring a player in you've had on loan, doesn't always feel like a new signing, but it was really important that Everton got the player done and dusted and through the door. With obviously this is going to be a summer of change at Everton, and Everton need to be at it straight away. And it's why pretty much the rest of this news is going to be about links and people we've been linked to in the last few days, rather than any absolutely concrete news. But the transfer window is open. The small transfer window ahead of the Club World Cup is open, so teams are doing business, and we imagine a few will move in the next week or so. Everton today have been linked heavily once again by Liverpool winger Ben Doak for a fee of around £30 million. Now the lad apparently has only got 1 year left on a deal, so that would seem quite high. But obviously, you know, if there's other teams looking at him, other teams willing to pay it, Everton, if they really do want the player, might be forced into a bid like that. But I'm sure Everton will be looking to get that price down, maybe 20 million with add-ons. But still, even then, for a 19-year-old who's not really played in the Premier League, that seems like a lot of money. He is 19, be 20 in September, I think it is. Plays on the right wing, 2-footed, pacey. An issue has been he's had major injuries in the last couple of seasons. He had a thigh injury towards the end of last season, which sort of missed the end. And the season before, he had a knee injury, which he had to go have surgery with. It's a player who stepped up from Liverpool's under-21s into playing in the Championship side, so that might be part of the reason he did get that injury for Middlesbrough last season. But certainly on the pitch, looks like the real deal. Looks like a player who could really add something to Everton next season. Certainly with the lack of wingers that we have to play on the right hand side. I mean, 2-footed as well, really, really important as well. So you know, the likes of Sky Sports have gone really big on that one today about Everton being after him. But I just hope that if Everton are after him, that we go and try and get him as early as possible and get a deal done. I'm sure that's what Liverpool will be looking for as well if they are selling the players, just to get that deal done, as they've got a couple of big deals in their pipeline. So they'll want players sold so they know where we are. So we'll wait and see if more comes of that link. Over the weekend, Everton were linked with lots and lots of players. Mohamed Daimi from Rangers, Ivory Coast midfielder. Really good numbers last season, but again, it was at Rangers, and what would the price tag be? But had a really good season for Rangers. That's the kind of sort of player I imagine Everton will be linked with. Obviously, the scouts and the reports will have to work out whether these players are good enough to make that step up. And Moyes has got a fantastic track record, by the way, of you know, seeing something in a player and taking a chance on them. So his judgments will always be key on these things. Another player Everton have been linked with is Brighton's Matt O'Reilly, goal-scoring midfielder, was tremendous for Celtic before he went to Brighton last season. Picked up a bad injury early on, an ankle injury, which sort of stopped his progress. But he's got got a lot about him. For Celtic, he was very much like a Tim Cahill kind of player. Getting those goals from midfield, arriving late in the box, good in the air. Hasn't quite worked that way in the Premier League. Nowhere near as many goals. But we'll wait and see if anything comes of that. If he is available, then I'm sure Everton will be having a little look at the player. And the link that's coming today, which is it's not a strange link as in the player, but just the numbers involved, very, very strange. Mitrovic, obviously out over in Saudi Arabia, Al-Hilal. There's been talk that Everton are monitoring what happens to him. There's a possibility of a loan, or it's been reported a £40 million fee. I think that's just, for a player who's only 31, that's just pie in the sky, and his wages are over £400,000 a week. Everton aren't covering that. And that just seems crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm sure there might be an interest in the player, maybe on a loan or something like that, but I just, those numbers are just ridiculous. Everton are not paying those kind of wages, and it's been talked about today that we, all over the weekend, saying John Stones as well, who's another one that Everton have been linked with before. John Stones' wages, again, make it really, really difficult for Everton to be looking. I think he's got a year left on his deal. Everton can't be going near a player like that with his injury record if they have to get anywhere near the wages that Manchester City are paying him. And we spoke about this last week with Jack Grealish. It just becomes near impossible, especially if you have got a dodgy injury record. For John Stones, maybe you're looking and saying a loan with Manchester City paying all the wages, essentially, or Everton paying some of his wages, but certainly not anything over £100,000 for a player that you can't guarantee his fitness. Now, of course, coming to somewhere like Everton, obviously a lot less games, a lot less midweek games, where it's Manchester City, you're playing 60 plus games a season easily, and that does take its toll. Maybe someone like John Stones, if he was playing week to week, rather than those games. And also, where would you be buying him for? Centre back, or would you be looking at him as a number 6? I look at it and go, could it be like a Gareth Barry kind of loan, where they pay the wages and maybe at the end of the year we pay a fee if we decide to keep him? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But it's all just talk at this point, isn't it? It's all just talk. But let's hope Everton get some players in this, in the next couple of weeks. Get another one or maybe 2 in as early as possible and start building that squad out. We'll wait and see. There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, join us over on Toffee TV Premier. Link is in the description. QR codes come on the screen now. See you later.